Your media, where you are.
Hi, and welcome back to The Show Goes On with Noni. My name is Nontlantla Mkonto, Spear of the Nation. Yes, and you are back to The Show Goes On with Noni. It's my season 2, my second episode, and today, before I introduce, I just want to say, I hope you all had a laka Freedom Day. I hope you, got to express yourself, got to breathe, got to release. Yami likes to say release. And when I say Yami, I mean my guest today. This is Yamikani Mahaka-Phiri, but then he'll give you the proper introductions. For those of you who know me, you know Yami, and you know how we are connected. Mm-hmm. And for those of you who don't, well, Yami and I are in the industry, and as you know, the show does talk about the entertainment industry and what we do. And if you do know, then you know that I specialize in musical theater mostly, with other things that follow. So, hi Yami.
Hi, Noni.
Will you please introduce yourself?
I will. Firstly, thanks for having me on the show.
Stunning.
My name is Yamikani Mahaka-Phiri. Mm-hmm. I am a musical theatre performer, actor, singer, director. Uh-huh. I am South African, I think, because I've lived here for 22 years. But I'm Zimbabwean, Malawian as well, mix. I am... Oh, gosh, what am I? Introductions are so weird. I never know what to say in introductions. A person who lives, who exists.
Okay, well, let's just say, also let the people know, because now you've introduced yourself. So now, I think a lot of people don't know, your background, as in, family, where you're from, where you've been, where were you born, where have you lived, your journey just in the beginning of things before everything that people know about you now.
Okay, background. Okay, I was born in the UK. I was born in Newham, a little town in the UK. Stayed there for about a few years, several years there. Then we moved to Zimbabwe in Harare. Stayed there for 6 years. Then we migrated, I suppose, here to South Africa. I've lived in Johannesburg, so I'm a Josie kid.
Yeah.
For the past 20 years, yeah. A proper Brum kid.
Proper Brum kid.
Went to Sacred Heart College. Oh, I hated that school. They are a good school, though. After that, I studied at Wits Waterstrand University. I got a degree in a Bachelor of Arts in Dramatic Arts, specializing in film and performing arts. And then randomly, while standing outside the Great Hall, I was humming some song, and then this musical theater actress named Gina Schmuckler heard me singing and was like, hey, I'm doing this extracurricular course every Saturday. Why don't you pull through? I was like, cool. I did. And for the next 3 years, I went every Saturday. And then she organized my very first audition with Janice Honeyman.
You gotta breathe it out.
Yeah. It was for a show called Showboat. I didn't get that show.
Okay.
But she liked me and cast me for another show called Mandela Trilogy.
Okay, before we even go there, because you are speeding through with your CV here. You are just.
My goodness, I'm on the journey. You asked for the background.
I did ask for the background, but give me some.
Okay. Okay. So I was a fat kid at some point.
No.
Is that perfect? No. Okay. No. Never mind.
We'll get there. We'll get
right.
there. Okay. So now. Okay, so you were born in the UK, then you guys came back to motherland, right?
Yes.
You said you hated school. Why did you hate school? Did you hate school because did you know that you were talented when you were in school? So was there a thing of saying, okay, so you're this talented boy, so therefore if you're a talented boy and you like the drama and all that stuff, you are then labeled as a sissy or whatever. Do you know what I mean? Is that why you hated school? Were you bullied? What?
No, I mean, okay. I know I joked about it earlier, but yeah, I was, I guess, the typical fat kid,
Okay.
And unfortunately, there's a lot of stigma that comes with that. Sacred Heart College was an interesting school. And unfortunately, because of that, in terms of the arts as well, I was never cast in anything. Very rarely, they would look at me and... So I didn't even know that I was talented.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I knew that I loved performing. I knew that I loved to act, and that's what I always wanted to do.
Yes.
And I knew that I loved singing, but nobody was pushing me in that direction in terms of just being there. Like my drama teacher was not like, hey, do this thing.
Yes, yeah.
So yeah, they didn't instill a lot of confidence in me. I think they actually stole a lot of it.
Yes.
And yeah, that's kind of why I resented school. I won't lie. I have no friends that I kept from my schooling period, which is weird.
Is this like from primary school throughout high school?
I got to secondary at grade 4, all the way to matric at that school. I'm friendly with a few people I know when I bump into them. But otherwise, the typical thing when I bump into someone from school is they'll say, hey, Yami, oh my goodness, I'm so proud of you. Like, you've done so well. And also, I'm really sorry for what I did. Like how we treated. Yeah.
Okay. And how does that make you feel? I mean, now we sound like we're on Dr. Fuller Oprah.
Yo, but
but like, no, for real though. Like when they say that to you, when they say all these things to you, like, because I've also heard it because we're together like most of the time. Yeah. So I know people would just be like, oh, you look different, or how does that make you feel? Do you like want to punch someone? Do you want to tell them off? Because Yami is so graceful. Yami is not like me. Like, I would have been like, beep.
Yeah, I'm coming for what?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. No, look, it used to bother me, and then I realized it just doesn't matter because it's them getting over something that they need to get over. I realized, actually, in that moment, it's about them. Yeah, it has nothing to do with me.
For real.
So I was like, whether it's an in-person thing, whether it's a Facebook DM, whether it's a Twitter DM, I take it in and I say, cool. Hey, it's always coming from a good place, essentially, I think. And also it's done. We move. Yeah.
We keep moving.
Yeah.
All right. So then you go and study, right? But now you kind of have this talent almost like dimmed for you. Then you go in to varsity, and did you know what you wanted to do, or?
I did.
Okay.
Well, look, I mean, I was a smart kid, so like there were many options for me, and I was like, do I just do something that I know that will just help me secure the bag properly?
Yeah.
But the sign for me was that it was a random sign. The registration day for drama was earlier than the registration for everything else. Yes. And I was like, if I miss this, it means I can't do it.
Yeah.
So then I just went and I was like, well, cool, I'm doing this. I'm going to study drama. And yeah, an interesting 4 years of my life. I lost the weight. Not because I wanted to, because of stress. This is hard. It was stressful. Oh my goodness. But also, I think I found myself, like, even in my sexuality, I was like, oh my God, I actually can be a fabulous gay boy,
Yeah.
But like, the show that really got me was a show called Pillow Man by Martin McDonough, guys, writer of note. It was a hectic experience. And I remember that's when I really felt, okay, you can do this. And I also got the reviews from people like coming back and be like, actually, Yami, you know what? This is something that you can really go out into the world and make a living from. I mean, the show was hectic, guys. I was killing kids, putting razors in apples, suffocating my brother to death in a jail cell.
This is in the
show. Sorry,
in the show.
Yeah, in the
this
play.
Is not real life.
I've never done that in real life. Just so you know, like
just I'm clearing it for the listeners, just in case because you listen and then you kind of like get sidetracked and then you're like killing kids, putting razors in apples. What? Yeah.
But yeah, so I did that show, and from there, I guess after I was recognized in that moment, I recognized myself in that moment, and I think that sort of opened other people's eyes to recognizing me.
Yes, that is power. Okay, so now I just want to ask, maybe I'm backtracking a bit here, but like, were your parents supportive? Like, mom, was she like, yeah, go for it? Or was she like, no, don't do it? Was she, because I always speak about this on the show, because being in the entertainment business, I know it worries our parents to be like, but how are you going to be stable in life? Because this thing is just, there's a stigma around entertainment. So like, what was mom like in the beginning? Was she supportive? Was she a bit skeptical?
I feel like this isn't the longest answer. My mother was very supportive, still is. My father is a film producer.
Okay.
He just sort of, I guess, made me aware of the realities of this industry.
Yeah.
And because I've grown up in it,
Yeah.
I also knew
Yes.
from the get-go. So he was just like, don't forget. You know what it is.
Yeah.
It's going to be difficult. There are going to be many a challenge. There's going to be many no's on your path and your journey. Get used to it. Thick skin. But all right, if that's what you want to do, good luck.
Good. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
So that was the response. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so now you study, and you study dramatic arts, film,
And media studies as well. I
and
always
media
forget
studies
that.
as well,
Media,
right?
Yeah.
But now you're in musical theater,
Yeah.
and you're just in musical theater, and you've got all these other skills. Explain that.
So I studied a Bachelor of Arts in Dramatic Arts, which majored in performance studies and television studies, which
Okay.
is basically film.
Yeah.
And I also did media studies as well.
All right. So now, some people don't know this about you, right? They know that you're just like this musical theater fundi, right?
They do.
In which you didn't even like study that, right? You just happen to be talented in singing and dancing and acting.
Fake it till you make it.
Fake it till you make it. But now I want you to please explain in terms of like, because some people will be like, oh, but why do you study that and then you do that? And then, like, what do you say to someone who is studying something and yet they've got a talent? Like, let's say someone's studying accounting. Okay, and they've got like a talent, like how we are talented. What would you say they should do? Because I know, you know what I'm trying to say.
I do know what you're trying to say.
Then go ahead.
Look, I mean, to answer the first question, yes, I did study all these things, and I just happened to be specializing somehow, magically, miraculously, in musical theater. I think that was just always meant to be my path, Everything that happened before that, like, it's like all the pieces of the puzzle just sort of came together and made sense, whether it was just being in the random hall that day at the Great Hall and this woman randomly hearing me. It made sense, and I think I just sort of, whatever your path will be your path, I think. So, and there's nothing wrong, I feel like having these additional skills just means that I've got all these other doors that I can always go to at any time in the world, whether I want to do my master's in film, I can.
Yeah.
The door is still open there.
Okay.
And it also, I think it's kind of like, like when people are like a worldly person in the world, right? You kind of can be worldly in your studies as well. Because I won't lie, having that knowledge, like from a film perspective or from media perspective, I get to throw it into everything else I do. So it's not like I'm not using these skills.
Yes, of course.
I'm not going to explain that vastly.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean. Like,
We'll do that next time.
Yeah, no. That's a long explanation. But, as a filmmaker, I've got an eye. And I can use it when I'm on stage as well.
Of course.
And as someone who has done media studies, even in terms of conversation, how I interpret things.
Yeah.
Like even interpreting a script, because I've got a different way of thinking. You know what I mean? Things that I had, all these little bits and pieces, these tools.
Yes,
that I can use in the space that I now inhabit of musical theater.
Yeah.
And to speak to the second question, to talk to someone like who's doing something else, and then maybe they decide, or rather studying something specifically, and they do something else, there's nothing wrong. If your passion goes there, why not? Right?
Right?
Yeah. I mean, we're here.
Because I think we've met a lot of people who, like our friend Ace. He worked for like Liberty or Discovery or something, right?
Yeah, literally. He was an accountant.
He was like an accountant, and he was just like 9 to 5 in the office, and then the next minute it's like, oh, okay. And then when you ask him, he's kind of telling you to say, I quit my job to come and do this, and you're going, what do you mean?
There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, I know a lot of people. I mean, look, my advice to anybody is it's great to be doing something outside of this. Like, if you can, be an accountant, have a stable job.
Yeah.
You know how hard this job is. You know how hard it is.
It's dope.
Yeah. So,
especially after pandemic, guys.
Woo,
like after pandemic, you kind of just go, okay, all right, okay. I see.
Yeah. So I guess follow your passion, follow your heart, and there's nothing wrong with having extra skills. It just widens you.
Yeah.
and widens your perspective on everything.
Yeah. It's like never too late.
Never.
I wish I had known that. I wish I had known that when I was like, kind of confused of like, what do I want to do? Should I go to varsity? Should I stay? Should I not? Like 2 times, 3 times drop out kind of vibes.
The laugh, the life.
I wish I had known that to say, don't rush yourself. But I think I had already been bitten by the theater bug from like school days, like high school. I was bitten by that bug, and it was just so hard to like let go of it, And I remember Janice Honeyman also, like when I had met her at first, and she spoke to me about the theater bug. Jill Gerard as well. They were like, once it's bitten you,
can't go anywhere.
Can't
You're
go.
done.
You're like
You be
literally stuck. You're literally stuck. But I wish I had known to say, do that whilst doing this. Although say when I was young, had the capacity, the strength of being able to do both at the same time, but I just couldn't. Like the one vice was larger than the other. I was just like, but I wish I had that thing to say, just take your time, do what you need to do, and then go play with the kids. You know what I mean?
I challenge you. I think everybody wishes something. And it's okay to wish, but who's to say that things would have ended up in the same way? You know what I mean?
You know what I mean?
I wish I had also just gone at it early from 17 years old, but maybe you did what you needed to do. I know I had to study just because of where I was coming from.
Yeah.
Being that child who was
body shamed, fat shamed,
who was shy and still didn't. I needed sort of that structure just to help mold me and prep me for the world. Perhaps you were already a child who was prepped. You already were structured in the right way to be like, I've got the framework to just jump in when at the moment.
You see why he's my friend, guys? Because this guy he speaks through them.
I'm just saying.
No, but I'm just saying. Also, sometimes you gotta listen to Yummy. He's wise. Young is yours.
I mean, I am. But but yeah. So no, I feel like there's no point in wishing things anymore.
Okay.
We're too old for that as well. I mean,
we are,
you're like old.
Excuse me.
But yeah. Have you ever said your age on this show?
No, I have
For
not.
another day.
But that people don't need. People know. People know. People know.
Moving on swiftly. Yeah. Oh my God, have I said that I've got 2 Naledies on this thing yet? I haven't.
Oh no, you haven't.
No, I
yes,
haven't.
you're a 2-time Naledi Award winner.
Yeah, sorry, I'm allowed to brag because.
And
I'm
how many
allowed.
times nominated?
3.
3.
Yeah.
Okay, so then like first nomination was for?
Beneath African Skies.
Oh my goodness! We've done it like 5 times. Well, I've done it 5 times.
Guys, this is a show that we did at the People's Theatre in 2017. And again...
Oh, and we were nominated for that.
Yeah, 20 days ago. We closed this show again. A lot of work. A lot of work. Then the second one... Oh, I lost the first one, by the way. I was with you. I was with her at the awards. I really thought I was going to win. You know when you've got a big ass head.
He got humble.
Yeah. That was a learning curve. And then the second one was for The Color Purple, for the role of Harpo. I won that one. Can I say how I was on the day? No, I won't. It was a good day.
People knew how you were on the day.
Yeah,
trust me. Those that know you and that were focused, they knew how
exactly
you.
how I was.
The rest of them don't need to know.
No,
Don't
they
give it
don't.
away.
Never
Like
mind.
no.
And
no.
the third one was for My Children, My Africa, for the role of Mr. M, which I also won, but that was during the time of COVID. And I actually shot my speech at her house.
Yep.
Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah, we were together on that one.
we were.
Yeah, I also was nominated, and I also had to. Yeah, but that's not. We're not talking about me. We're talking about Yummy
But yes,
here.
yeah.
All right. So now, Yummy, what's next? Wow. You've directed a show at NSA twice now.
Yes.
You've done 2 shows that you've directed at NSA. All right. That door has been open for directing.
Yeah.
Right?
And that's a bug.
And you got bitten
Yeah.
hard.
Bit.
So what's next?
I feel like that's such a dramatic question. What's next? Look, I don't have a 5-year plan down. What I do know is that I want to get more involved in television. I think that's something that I've run away from for the longest time, just because the energy of musical theatre, the bug of musical theatre has had me. And I've been blessed. The past several years, I've consistently worked. I've never really gone without. I know my years are usually planned ahead of time because that's what it is in this industry.
Yeah.
You book gigs and you know that for this year, maybe even into the next year, I'm booked. I'm doing 6 months of this or a year's tour here overseas with this show. Mm-hmm. Obviously, COVID happened.
Yeah.
Somehow I was still working. Obviously, like you said earlier, I directed 2 shows now at NSA called Broadway on Mel and then Broadway on Mele 2. Inventive, right?
Yeah.
I would also like to start directing more. Okay. And I've never really had that confidence. There's a comfortability that comes with being a performer.
Yeah.
You get to the theater and you sort of just do your job. But what I realized, the responsibility of the director is so wide and far-reaching. And actually, I never thought I would be capable of handling that.
Yeah.
But I am.
But you are. You're doing well, friend. You're doing very well.
30 kids.
Yeah. NSA kids.
And those NSA kids are rowdy. If you're watching these kids,
and special
know who
kids.
You are.
Not like special in a horrible way, no, but like these kids are different.
Yeah, super talented.
Super.
Wildly talented.
Oh, crazy.
But you know what I mean? I had to take many a breath.
Yes.
So I definitely, and I think on a larger scale, on a more professional scale, directing professional productions, maybe that might be like starting at a children's theatre.
Yeah.
And then moving on from there, just to sort of grow, working with adults, seeing how that's going to be. Mm-hmm. I definitely want to start dipping my feet there. But yeah, I think, I'm a pretty face. I can do TV.
Why not, friend?
Yeah, so why the heck not?
Why the heck not?
Yeah, so I think that's my what's next. I guess turning 30.
Oh, yes?
Yeah, that's something that is also on the horizon. Mm-hmm. Let me do that as well and see what happens.
Turn 30 and let's see what happens to you.
Yeah, I want to see if I'm going to just be that butterfly. Sorry, butterfly. Who's going to just come out of the cocoon and just be like, all right, I'm ready to fly. Yeah. Okay, then there's also obviously the more personal, real things of just growing up, really finding my own grounding. Mm-hmm. I think that's something I want to do.
Yeah.
And especially coming out of COVID, something that's necessary for all of us, just to be grounded and stable.
Yeah. Go back to the drawing board, hey? Go back to the drawing board because there's so much happening within the industry. Scary stuff. Scary stuff. But just going back to the drawing board, finding yourself again, because it's been such a difficult time where you almost feel like this industry or what you have chosen or the walk of life that you've chosen is like close to like impossible and there doesn't look like there's a silver lining.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are like just outing themselves, kind of like just switching off their own lights. And I think it's just
Yeah,
it's a lot. It's a lot, and you wanted to lean back.
Yeah.
It's a lot. So I think it's important for us in the industry to check in on each other and to ask each other like, what's next? Just so that you know where someone is at.
Yeah.
And you know what someone is thinking.
Mm-hmm. Oh yes, I'm gonna start writing songs. I don't know why I don't ever say that. I'm gonna start writing.
This is the first I've heard of this.
Yeah, no, I've written songs. I actually have, and I've even posted them on my Instagram, which is @Yamitatenda if you need to follow me. I've written. So I think I want to do that on a larger scale as well. Because actually, you know what? I actually do know I've got a voice that I could actually just capitalize on solely.
Please hurry up and do it.
Yeah, separate from musical theatre, separate from the acting world. Just be like, actually just sing. I've done enough karaoke in my life to know that people...
Yeah. But people mustn't even judge you from karaoke because no.
But you know what I mean? It's something that I'm thinking about, something that I've been thinking about, something that I want to investigate, something that I will investigate.
All right.
Yeah.
So now we're going to come up to the conclusion.
All right. Come on
to the
conclusion.
But before we do the conclusion, we're just going to have a little...
This is actually tea. Mm-hmm.
So this has really been interesting because... I don't know, I'm nervous, but also at the same time it's a bit awkward because I know you so well, and then I have to sit here. Yeah. Well, not that I'm sitting here and acting like I don't know you and I'm pretending like, oh, let's have an interview. No, but I just feel like I know you.
To anybody watching this show today, it is hard to be interviewed by your best friend. It's hard because they know everything. It kind of feels like, why am I telling you this again? Because you already know this information.
Yes, exactly.
But I understand for the purposes of this moment in the show, I'm going to placate you in this moment. You know what I mean? It is what it is.
And then also it's just one of those moments where it's like, you know, as a friend and yet as the host of the show, do I do the things of asking you the personal questions, the things that I know that people don't know, that I know will make juice for the show? Or like, do I just, you know, keep it clean and candid and just,
I mean,
you know.
nobody needs to know. And also, I don't have dirt. What are you talking about? Why
You could hear a penny drop in that moment.
Yeah, no.
No, there isn't any dirt like that. But, you know, it's refreshing also. It's refreshing to hear you talk about, like, your beginning stages. And then also, for me, it's beautiful to know where you come from and where we've been and how we met up until this point. It's nice sometimes to go back and to just be like, there was that moment when that was happening, and that's the moment we became so close, you know.
Hey, Shama. You know what? For me, it's also nice because I guess, number one, you know, my friend has invited me onto her show, which is a beautiful thing, you know. As we're both growing, we're talking about my journey, my goals, my wins, my losses, and I'm here on this show, which is essentially also your journey and, you know, your win, your up, and we're still carrying on together, and then we get to share that with the rest of you guys who are watching, I hope.
See?
You know, and that for me is just really special and powerful in a way. Like, we're recording this moment forever.
Forever.
And yeah, you know, and I think it's a good moment to be recorded. So yeah, I think that's just great. Like, I don't know.
But thank you, Yami, for sharing the journey of your life
You're welcome.
into musical theatre, into the space, and you know, just like your ground that you are in right now. I just want you to, as you know, and as I always say, that on the show, we do it to motivate and to inspire listeners or viewers who want to be in the space, or viewers who have family members or friends that they know who want to be in the space that we're in, as in creativity, creatively, art, music, DJing, I don't know, being a comedian, you know, that this vast platform that we are included in. I want you to motivate and inspire and take away the stigma of it's not okay.
Yeah. And I guess I'll just say to people, your journey is your own. Don't judge it. Go with it. The path will reveal itself to you. And whatever it is, I promise it'll be the right one. Yeah. But hey, girl, thank you for having me on Season 2, Episode 2 of The Show Goes On with Nonhlanhla Nkonto. My name is Yamikani Mahaka-Phiri.
What a performer.
I'm just saying.
No, thank you for coming onto the show, Yami. It's been fun and a bit awkward, but hey, it's fine. It's okay.
Yeah.
We move.
There's a wine
but
at the end of the finish line. What time is it? No, yeah.
But anyway, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Hope you've enjoyed this episode, Season 2, Episode 2 of The Show Goes On with Noni on She, your media platform.